Alright everybody, I wanted to do a quick video of the full swap harness and give you a pretty much a basic understanding of what the purpose of it is and how it helps like minimize the amount of wiring you got to do. So what I have right here is the 2002 dash harness. I pretty much went through the whole thing and pulled out only the harnesses that I need. I have the 2002 engine harness, and I'm going to show you the connections from the engine harness to the dash harness. So the basic concept is to give all of the signals that's coming from the engine to all of the components inside the car without rewiring the entire car. So there's some of the, you can still use some of the 2002 dash harness connections and only wire in some of the loose connections that you see right here. So another thing that you can do is use two of the 4th gen dash harness connections and just wire it directly into the 2002 dash harness connection. It's this one and this one. So if you look behind your dash near your radio, you'll actually see this gray plug. Pretty much all I did was just cut it off of an extra 4th gen in the junkyard, and I made the connections to the 2002 dash harness. So all I have to do now is just go put this in the car, plug it in, and everything from the engine is going to get the signals that it needs in the 4th gen. Not everything, but everything that goes to this plug. And I did the same thing with this one. The numbers are, I think, M80 and M58, I believe. I'll double check it. But, so, once you prune through this, you'll have a bunch of these 2002 harnesses. Each one of these harnesses connect to one of the plugs on the engine harness. So I'm just going to plug them up just so you can see how it works. So, let's see. So this one's M166. Let's see if that's the right plug. Probably not. Yep, this is it. You plug that in. You have the NATS connection. So I have the actual NATS unit connected here just so I don't lose it. You have M162. So you just find that plug it in here. Go. You have M81. This one goes here. Let's see if I get them all in the first try. You have M161, which goes here. And then you have a couple of extra plugs. This one here is for the automatic transmission module. So all you gotta do for this is plug it in. These plugs are actually pretty hard to get out. It only goes one way. And of course you have the ECU. Just plug that in. I'm not gonna lock it. I hate unlocking these things. So that's all connected to the engine harness. These other loose plugs, this one goes to the gas pedal because it actually has a sensor on it. This one I told you goes to the 4th gen, goes directly to the 4th gen engine dash harness, along with this one. And then this one is your OBD2 connector. It's M28. So you're probably wondering what these loose connections are. So there was a spreadsheet made years and years ago that can't remember the guy's name actually right now for some reason, but he pretty much mapped out where all of these wires go on the spreadsheet. He gave you the wire color of the 4th gen connection and the wire color of the 2002 connection and the actual connector number of where it runs to. A lot of these wires are actually power wires because you have to give everything that's coming from the 2002 motor and ECU power. So just like the ECU, it's not going to have power because
it's not, you know, connected to the stock ECU connection. So you have to figure out a way to wire this so that it actually comes on. Same thing with pretty much everything. The ODB2 connection needs power. You have to hook up the ABS. You know, it's all these external connections like the AC and other accessories. So the more accessories you have, the more connections you're gonna have to make. Some of these wires actually have to run outside into the engine bay and be hardwired. But that's all covered in the spreadsheet that they made years and years ago. If you need the spreadsheet, I can email it to you. I'll put my email address online once I post this video. But that's pretty much it. And then there's a lot of connections for the gauge cluster. Didn't realize that until we actually started doing our swap. And this took most of the time. And it's actually not that easy, but it's worth it. I decided to go with the I-35 gauge cluster. We did the 2002 gauge cluster in my brother's 410. It was a lot of trial and error. If you have the FSM, it makes it a lot easier. But this was probably the hardest part of the whole swap. It was horrible. Other than that, I think that's it. This is pretty much an overview. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll answer them.